Hey everybody, and welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sonny Star, and this is my little YouTube channel describing all of the things that my husband and I have experienced since we sold everything in the U.S. and moved to Mexico. So here I am. Today, let's talk about a lot that's been happening this week. There are a lot of things that we have discovered this week that are just super interesting. First, let's begin with, on my last video, I think I talked about the dogs and them getting fleas here. We don't know how they got fleas. They're not around any other animals, but it's hot, hot, hot and humid here. So fleas, ticks, roaches, whatever kind of bug you could possibly imagine, they live in Mexico. So we treated our animals, gave them, the tablets, did flea baths, did all of the things that we needed to do to get rid of the fleas, which was great. And then about a week after that, the condo association president, he's called the administrator, sent out a notification saying that they were going to fumigate the building. And we don't know why they were going to fumigate the building, but what he said was that they wanted to make sure that we didn't have any roaches or anything like that. They said they could smell the roaches. Now, I don't know if that was a Google Translate word of smell, but they did bring in a crew, and they actually fumigated the entire building. They did the downstairs, and they did all of the apartments, or all of the condos in the place where we live, and of course we're the top two floors. So they used some really potent stuff down in the garage that you couldn't even walk into the garage, and they were spraying this stuff, and they had on no mask, they had on no hazmat, nothing. They were just spraying this stuff like it was nothing. And we were like, oh my gosh. So we stayed upstairs, and I asked them when they came in and actually fumigated our house that they use, something non-toxic, because obviously we have 3 dogs and we don't want them to get sick. So they came in and they sprayed and treated our area, and we have 2 floors, and they treated our terrace, and of course where the water, air conditioning and all of that stuff lives up on the roof, so they treated all of that as well. Well, so the other night when we were sitting in the living room and we were just doing nothing, we had had dinner and we're doing dishes and all of that, we saw a roach. I have never in my life, let me be honest with you, never in my life had a roach in my house. I clean fanatically. I clean like nobody else cleans. I literally every single day vacuum the entire house. I mop. I have a couple of weeks ago, gosh, it's been I guess about 3 weeks, I ordered a steam mop on Amazon, and Amazon is my best friend at this point. Thank you, Amazon. I ordered a steam mop and cleaned all of the marble floors, and it came with 2 mop pads, dual-sided, and I had a steam mop when we lived in the States. Let me just say, if you have never owned a steam mop, you need to invest in one, because I steamed the floors in this house the first day 4 different times. Coco's over here wanting to join me on my live. I steamed the floors 4 times. Oh, there she is here. Come on, Coco. Come, look. Say hello. Say hi. Oh, hello. Steamed the floor 4 different times, and the pads were black. I don't know if the people who rented the place before we bought this place had ever cleaned the floors. I can't imagine that it would even be possible with as filthy as those pads were. So I washed the pads, bleached them, steamed again, and the pads were black. So of course I'm just going to steam until they're not black. I'm going to steam the floors until they are clean. So back to the roach. So I cleaned all the floors, all the cabinets. I steamed the furniture. I steamed the windows. I steamed the patio doors. I steamed everything you could possibly steam in an entire house. So when Rodney turned on the light and saw a roach, he was like, nope, nope, they've got to get back out here because we're not having any bugs in our house. First of all, we just got rid of the fleas. How the hell are we going to have a roach? Well, I think that what you need to understand is when you live in Mexico and where we live in Mexico, you have houses beside you that don't necessarily have the same living accommodations that you have. So the house to the direct left of us is a 3-story building, and people live there, first floor and second floor. No, the first floor is a business, second and third floor are living areas. So the people on the first floor have windows. The people on the second floor do not. They live in a house with no windows. And I don't know how you do that because there's iguanas here, and there's lizards, and there's cockroaches, and there's every kind of bug and every kind of bird. I would hate if one of them big chacalacas flew in the window. I mean, they're massive. They're massive birds. And they sleep every night with no windows. And you have no idea the cleanliness of their location. And it is next to where we live. It's across the parking garage from where we live. On the right, the same thing. On the right of us, we have a house. They have windows, but the cleanliness of their location is not the best. And right next to them is the rooster farm where they raise the fighting roosters. So you just have no idea what you're living next to. And anytime you live next to anything that is substandard cleaning, or there's a water source, or there's a food source, or there's dirt, or there's anything, obviously you can breed bugs. So what we did was, when we saw the roach, we called the fumigation company back. They came out today and literally brought the big gun fumigation and sprayed like I have never seen anybody spray before. If there is a bug in our house that is still alive after today, it will be a miracle, because I don't know how they could survive. They actually used the stuff that they used in the parking garage. So we took the dogs out of the house for a couple hours to make sure that they were safe so they didn't get any toxic chemicals. But it's just a reality of living in Mexico. There are things that you are going to experience, one being bugs, roaches, cockroaches, fleas. We haven't seen any ticks or anything like that. No bed bugs, no anything like that. But there are bugs in Mexico that you have probably never experienced before. So there's that. Then we have, one of the things, we have a hot tub. We call it the cool tub because we don't heat it up. It's 80 degrees here and, humid. And so it is what we call the cool plunge. So every day after we go exercise and when we walk, we come home and we get in the cool plunge and we cool off almost like an ice bath. I mean, it's fantastic. But one of the things that you have to do is you have to have maintenance on, any type of hot tub or pool or anything like that. So this week, we're going to call somebody out and we're going to have them come out and do some maintenance on the hot tub and make sure that all the jets are working and make sure that it's draining correctly and make sure there's no leaks and all of that. Just another thing that you have to do when you live in another country, and we have to find somebody to do that. The previous owner is going to come over tomorrow, and I'm going to ask her for a recommendation of who they used when they lived here. But just different things. We did finally, I told you we couldn't get rugs. There's not a rug other than a handmade rug for $2,500 in Zihuatanejo. So we ordered several rugs off of Amazon and they were delivered and they're fantastic. And so we actually have rugs in our house, which is great. I mean, great. It actually looks like, a house now. And after me steaming the floors 85 times, and I steam the floors every Sunday to make sure that they are clean and there's, nothing, there's absolutely nothing that a bug could breed in our house because I'm just that girl. What else happened this week? Let me see. The driving. Gosh, I've talked about the driving over here. And it's really interesting because there are no guidelines when you are driving. The buses, buses and taxis kind of just do whatever they want to do. If you're at a stoplight, and they decide they want to go around you, they just go around you and turn right or left, even on a red light. They don't care, and they'll honk if you're not going fast enough, or if you stop and let somebody in. It's just craziness. I mean, the driving over here is very, very interesting. I still haven't driven. I still haven't got behind the wheel because I told Rodney I'd probably have a panic attack, because there's just so many things you need to be careful of, and that you need to be aware of, and that you need to watch for. We have figured out how to shop over here. The first couple of months we were here, we meal plan and we budget, and we have all of these things that we do. And the first couple of months we were spending double what we were spending in the States, which is ridiculous. You shouldn't, because everything here is fresh. No preservatives. They have a big grocery store here. But we didn't really know how to shop the first couple of months. So now we've got it figured out, and our weekly shopping trips are exactly, what they were in the States. There's, not much else to report. It's warm here. June is supposed to be the beginning of the rainy season, and we're hoping that we see a little bit of rain this month, because it's been warm here and it's humid, and they do these controlled burns, and so it's hazy, almost like you're in like downtown LA. So we're looking forward to the first rain and being able for it to clear up some of the smoke and the smog and whatever's in the air. But for today, that's kind of it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all soon.